My girlfriend, Chloe, suddenly posted on her Instagram story that her family had gone bankrupt and she was going to kill herself at the place where we first met. Without a second thought, I dropped everything and raced to find her, only to get caught in a freak blizzard that sealed off the mountain trail. I nearly froze to death. After I was rescued, I saw an Instagram post from Caleb, her high school sweetheart, the one that got away. He was showing off his acceptance letter for the prestigious surgical residency at Mass General, the one that should have been mine. And Chloe, the woman I was desperately searching for, she was at a downtown club she'd rented out for the night, throwing him a lavish celebration. I called my advisor. He told me that because I'd missed the application deadline while I was gone, I hadn't just lost the spot at Mass General. No other hospital would take me now. I went to the club to find them. The moment I walked in, everyone tensed up, afraid I was going to start something. But this time, even after seeing our new condo, our home, being given to Caleb as a celebratory gift, I did nothing. Instead, I calmly picked up a glass of whiskey, smiled, and said, "Tell him he can move in tomorrow. I'm leaving." "Chloe, it's Caleb's big night." "What did you get him?" someone shouted. "Don't tell me you're giving him yourself as a present." Ha ha. Her friends whistled and jeered, pushing them together. Chloe stumbled right into Caleb's arms. His hand landed squarely on her chest, and he didn't move it. He squeezed. She let out a soft cry, a little theatrical, and buried her face in his chest. "Stop it. You're hurting me." A smirk played on Caleb's lips as he squeezed again. "So, what's my gift? If it's not something I really want, this is going to get a lot rougher." Just then, Chloe pulled a key from her pocket and pressed it into his hand. "It's an apartment close to the hospital where you'll be doing your residency. Consider it a gift." That apartment was the one we had bought together just a few months ago. Our future home. The plan was simple. She'd cover the down payment, and I'd handle the mortgage. I'd only made 2 payments, and now she was just handing it over to him. The second Caleb took the key, his eyes met mine. I was standing at the entrance, exhausted and covered in grime from the mountain rescue. He immediately dropped the key and threw his hands up, feigning fear. "I'm sorry, Liam. I don't want Chloe's gift. Please don't hit me." The others snapped to his defense, forming a wall in front of him. "Liam, everyone's here tonight. You want to start something? Just try it. You used to bully him back in college, and now that he's finally got a great residency, you have to come here and ruin his celebration? What is wrong with you?" I ignored them, my gaze fixed on Chloe. A flicker of embarrassment crossed her face. She pushed through the crowd and stood before me. "When did you get here?" Looking at her flushed cheeks, I suddenly felt hollow. What was the point of asking questions when the truth was staring me right in the face? My heart had already shattered somewhere on that frozen mountain. "What's wrong? Not happy to see me make it back alive?" Chloe's brow furrowed. "You don't have to be so sarcastic. I admit it, okay? I lost a bet with them. That's why I posted that story. Besides, it was a chance for you to prove how much you love me, wasn't it?" She added dismissively, "It's not like I haven't hiked that trail before. What's the big deal?" I just said, "Oh," then glanced at Caleb and nodded. "You should keep the key. A gift from your ex-girlfriend. It's a nice gesture. And the 2 months of mortgage payments I made, consider that my gift to you." With that, I walked past them, sank into a leather booth, and downed a glass of whiskey in one go. Chloe snatched the glass from my hand. "What are you doing? If you have something to say, we can talk about it at home. Don't ruin the mood for everyone." I raised an eyebrow, looking her dead in the eye. "Why would I ruin the mood? Or do you actually believe what Caleb says, that I'm the kind of guy who bullied him in college?" Just then, one of her friends gasped. "Oh my God, Liam, what happened to your hand? It's black. That looks like severe frostbite." Chloe's attention finally shifted to my injury. "It's that bad? I'm sorry, I didn't notice." I waved her off with a bitter smile, my voice insistent. "That's not important anymore, is it? Just answer me. After 4 years together, is that really who you think I am?" She grabbed my arm, trying to pull me to my feet. "I've seen you get into fights with those townies before," she said, her voice laced with annoyance. "You can be vicious. I've been in exactly 2 fights in my entire life. Both were for her. And now, she was using them as proof that I was some kind of violent bully. The irony was suffocating. I shook her hand off, grabbed another drink, and walked over to Caleb. "Since my girlfriend seems to think I've wronged you, I apologize." I drained the glass, turned, and headed for the door. Just before I left, I looked back. "Let him move in tomorrow. I'm leaving. See? Now everyone knows how much I love you. Are you satisfied?" As they all stared in stunned silence, I took out my phone, snapped a quick photo of the whole pathetic scene, and walked out with a smile. The moment the door closed behind me, the smile vanished. I took a deep, shuddering breath of the cold night air and dialed an international number. "Rachel? It's Liam. About that residency offer from the hospital in London. I know I turned it down, but is it too late to change my mind? As long as it's you, it's never too late, she said, her voice warm but concerned. Liam, what happened? Are you okay? I let out a hollow laugh. Never better. I'm finally free. Back at the apartment that night, I started packing. I didn't have much. Everything fit into a single large suitcase. What took the longest was dismantling the life I had built there. The custom wooden photo wall I'd spent weeks sanding and staining. The dozens of gifts I'd given her that she'd never used. By the time I finished, it was 3 in the morning. I had just crashed on the sofa and pulled a blanket over myself when I heard the key in the lock. Chloe walked in, holding a small paper bag. You're still up? Waiting for me? I laughed silently to myself. Ever since we moved in, no matter how late she was, I'd always waited for her on this couch. She came over and sat beside me, pulling a container of still warm soup from the bag. You drank tonight. You should eat something. I picked up the spoon and swirled it around, making no move to eat. Leftovers from the party. A flicker of panic crossed her eyes, quickly replaced by a surge of defensive anger. I went out of my way to get this for you. If you're not going to be grateful, the least you could do is not assume the worst of me. I put the spoon down, nudging a half-eaten spring roll deeper into the soup so she wouldn't see it. I had no energy left to argue. I already ate. I'm not hungry. You. She saw I was about to lie down and grabbed my hand. The sudden pressure made me hiss in pain. Her eyes widened, and she let go immediately. Is it that bad? When we first met on that trail, I don't remember it being that cold. Yeah, well, you got lost almost as soon as you started, I said flatly. I found you and got you out of there in less than an hour. This time I was stuck up there for a full day. She gently touched my hand again, pulling a tube of ointment from her pocket and carefully applying it. Liam, you're acting strange tonight. What's wrong? Are you really mad? I just shook my head. She cleared her throat and continued, her tone softening into a practiced cadence. Look, I brought you food. I'm putting ointment on your hand. When have you ever seen a girl like me do things like this? Whatever you're mad about, shouldn't this be enough to make you forgive me? I pull my hand away. I'm not mad. I just don't care anymore. You only care when you love someone. Without love, nothing matters. Just then, her phone buzzed. It was Caleb. Chloe, did you see Liam's new post? What the hell is that picture? He made us all look terrible. She scrambled for her phone and pulled up my Instagram. I'd posted the photo I took as I was leaving the club. In it, everyone was staring blankly in my direction. The angle made it look like she and Caleb were locked in a desperate, ugly embrace, their faces a mask of shock and guilt, like they'd just been caught cheating. Underneath, I had written a simple caption. Congratulations on finding your way back to true love. Chloe's face turned crimson with rage. She lunged my phone. What is this crap? Delete it now. My parents will see this. They'll get the wrong idea. Liam, what is your problem? You embarrassed me in front of everyone at the club, and I let go. I came home and tried to be nice to you, and you pull this? What do you want from me? I smiled and deleted the post right in front of her. It was a typo. I meant to congratulate him on getting everything he ever wanted. It had served its purpose. My friends had seen it. They understood that Chloe and I were over. That's all that mattered. I lay back down on the sofa, pulled the blanket up, and closed my eyes. What are you doing? Are you sleeping out here tonight? Yeah, I'm exhausted. I'll probably snore and keep you up. You should go to the bedroom. I reached over and placed the apartment key on the coffee table. By the way, I've already packed my things. I'll be gone tomorrow. She froze, about to say something else, but I started making loud, fake snoring sounds. Defeated, she turned and went into the bedroom alone. The next morning, I was gone before she woke up. I spent the day finding a short-term rental and submitting the final paperwork for my move abroad. I didn't get back to the apartment to pick up my suitcase until late afternoon. The elevator doors opened, and I saw our front door was wide open. Laughter and loud chatter spilled out into the hallway. Wow, Caleb, this place is awesome. You seriously lucked out, man. A free condo, and someone else is paying the mortgage for you. See? I told you high school sweethearts are the real deal. You and Chloe only dated for, what, a year back then? But she's obviously still crazy about you. Then, a more cynical voice cut in. So what if he's living here? The deed isn't his name. He's still just crashing at someone else's place. Caleb's smug voice followed. My Chloe said she want me to feel secure here. She's transferring the deed into my name in a few days. A chorus of cheers erupted. Whoa, our wedding bell's next. Seriously, Chloe doesn't give a damn about Liam. His hands were wrecked yesterday, and she barely glanced at them. Exactly. Those are a surgeon's hands. If they don't heal right, his career is over. And she couldn't care less. Just then, I heard a sharp intake of breath behind me. I turned and realized I wasn't the only one listening. Chloe was standing there, her back pressed against the wall, having heard every word. Oh, you're back, I said, my voice flat. What's that? A housewarming gift for Caleb. A complicated emotion flickered in her eyes. She held out the long, velvet gift box she was carrying. It's not for him. I had it custom made at Tyson's. It's a scalpel, and I already talked to my dad about your residency. He's pulling some strings to see if he can get you into a private hospital. She took a breath. And I've been thinking, I don't want Caleb to live here. I'll buy him another. Before she could finish, a large suitcase came flying out of the apartment, crashing at her feet and forcing her to jump back. It was my suitcase. The impact split the hard shell, and my belongings spilled across the floor. A small, jade pendant rolled out from the mess of clothes. Caleb and his friends swaggered out of the apartment. Seeing Chloe, his face lit up, and he wrapped an arm around her waist. Babe, look how fast I am. I've already moved all my stuff in. The guys even brought groceries for a housewarming dinner. No one but me seemed to notice the storm brewing on Chloe's face. One of Caleb's friends pointed at my broken suitcase. Man, that thing is garbage. Doesn't belong in a nice place like this. We'll just help you toss it out. Caleb felt Chloe's body trembling and mistook it for excitement. He noticed the box in her hand, snatched it, and opened it. Inside lay a gleaming, gold-plated scalpel. Wow, Chloe, you're amazing. You already gave me this incredible condo yesterday. And now this? You shouldn't have. He beamed. But I'd be a fool to say no. Thank you, babe. I ignored them all, walked back into the apartment, found another suitcase in the closet, and started packing my scattered things back into it. Once I was done, I stood up, pulled $1,000 in cash from my wallet, and handed it to Chloe. My suitcase is broken. This is to buy yours. I gestured to the new one. You guys have a nice chat. I have to go. I turned to leave, but Chloe's trembling voice stopped me. Where are you going to stay? Give me the address. There's no need, I said with a tight smile. Her face darkened. She pointed a shaking finger at my suitcase. That jade pendant. Is that the one you said your mother left for your future wife? I nodded. Give it to me. I want to wear it now. I said the same 3 words. There's no need. I pushed the elevator button. She started to say something else, but Caleb and his friends crowded around her. Chloe, come on. If Liam's busy, let him go. We should. Everybody shut up. Chloe suddenly screamed. Get out of my house. All of you now. Her outburst stunned everyone, including me. I was leaving. Shouldn't she be happy? Why did she look so desperate? Caleb looked wounded. Chloe, what's wrong? Did I say something to upset you? Why did you move in without telling me first? She demanded, her voice shaking with rage. But Liam said last night I should move in today, so I chimed in. He's right. I said it. They didn't do anything wrong. To my shock, Chloe's eyes filled with tears. She walked over and clutched my sleeve. Liam, this is our home. Are you really just giving it up? And me? Are you giving up on me, too? I gently removed her hand from my arm. No, I said with a hollow smile. You said it yourself, didn't you? That I love you so much. Well, love means letting go. So I'm wholeheartedly letting you have everything you want. I glanced at my watch. It's getting late. I should go. I'll let you know where I am once I'm settled. I didn't want to tell her I was leaving the country. Knowing her, she'd only find a way to complicate things. She seemed to relax slightly, as if a weight had been lifted. She snatched the golden scalpel from Caleb and held it out to me. This is for you. Take it. I held up my hands, showing her the dark, discolored skin. What's the point? I don't even know if I'll be able to hold a scalpel again. Give it to him. I can't stand to look at it. The elevator arrived. I stepped inside without looking back. As the doors began to close, Chloe started to follow, but Caleb grabbed her arm. Chloe, I'm starving. My stomach hurts. Let's just eat first. She hesitated, and that was enough. The doors slid shut. In the final sliver of an opening, I saw her mouth form 3 words. I am sorry. As I walked out of the building, I glanced back one last time. I was saying my final goodbye, not just to Chloe, but to my entire youth. I was 18 when I first met her. I'd been an orphan since I was little. After my parents died, not a single relative would take me in. They quickly divided up my parents' house and savings and shipped me off to a state home. It made me quiet, withdrawn, and unable to trust anyone. After high school, I got into my dream pre-med program. To celebrate, I joined a group of people I'd met online for a hike up in the Rockies. Not long after we started, a freak snowstorm rolled in. That's where I found her, sitting on a rock, lost and sobbing. She'd come with friends, but she'd sprained her ankle, fallen behind, and gotten separated. Without a second thought, I carried her all the way back down the mountain. I used my first aid kit to bandage her ankle. While we talked, I learned she just graduated high school too, and her university was right next to mine. I forgot about it until I saw her on campus my freshman year. She said she was visiting a friend. After that, she started coming around all the time, asking me to eat with her, to go shopping with her. She was so bright and full of life. She became the only source of warmth in my cold world. The day I finally worked up the courage to ask her out, she beat me to it. Liam, you're so handsome, and you're a genuinely good person. I like you. Do you want to be my boyfriend? She became my salvation. I started to value her life more than my own. Caleb was in my program. Chloe was always open about him, telling me they were childhood friends and each other's first love. I never let it bother me. I trusted her. I trusted our love. Looking back now, it's all so clear. All those nights I couldn't reach her. The condoms she kept in her purse, just in case for us, she'd said, that we never once used. They were all signs of her betrayal. The truth was always there, hidden in the details. I just chose not to see it. Even now, I don't really hate her. She gave me 4 years filled with happiness and hope for the future. But the thought of actually saying the words, "We're breaking up," still sends a dull ache through my chest, even after she started hurting me so openly. I finally got to my new rental. By the time I'd unpacked, night had fallen. I was about to head out for some food when my phone rang. It was Chloe. "Liam, are you all settled in? Send me the address. I'll come pick you up, and we can get some dinner." I thought about it and agreed. After all this time, we deserved a clean break. But I didn't give her my address. I told her I'd meet her at the restaurant. At 8 o'clock, I walked in the upscale downtown restaurant holding a bouquet of pink roses, her favorite. I sat at our table, mentally rehearsing my breakup speech over and over. I waited until the restaurant was closing. She never showed up. No call, no text. Walking out into the cold, I pulled out my phone to let her know I was leaving. That's when I saw Caleb had posted a new series of Instagram stories. The first was a picture of him on one knee, holding a bouquet of red roses. The woman standing in front of him had her back mostly to the camera, but it was unmistakably Chloe. The caption read, "Asking my goddess, the girl I've loved since we were kids, to be mine again. After all this time, it was always you." The next was a candid shot, taken by someone else, of the two of them kissing on a couch in a private karaoke room. The caption, "I don't want anyone but you." I let out a long, slow breath. An incredible sense of peace washed over me. All the anxiety I'd felt all night, worrying about how to end things with her, just evaporated. My stomach rumbled. That restaurant was ridiculously expensive. I'd taken her there once before, and it had cost me an entire month's wages for my part-time job. With my move overseas looming, I couldn't afford to be so wasteful. I started walking, looking for somewhere cheap to eat. Without realizing it, I ended up in front of my old university. The small, late-night ramen cart was still there. It used to be my go-to spot. It was clean, and more importantly, it was cheaper than the campus cafeteria. I used to save money for Chloe's gifts by living on bread for a month at a time. To get some vegetables, I'd come here and order a big bowl of ramen with nothing but greens. I brought Chloe here once. She took one look at the place, turned up her nose, and said she'd rather go get sushi. The owner saw me and waved. "Hey, Liam, haven't seen you in a while. Are those flowers for your girlfriend?" I just smiled and didn't explain. "Hey, Maria, can I get the usual, please?" Suddenly, a familiar voice cut in. "I'll have his usual, too." I looked up stunned. It was Rachel, my mentor for my undergrad program. "Rachel, what are you doing here?" She sat down across from me, gesturing to her suitcase. "Just got off the plane and came straight here to find you. You didn't think I'd let you handle all that paperwork and logistics by yourself, did you? Why did you come all this way?" "To get you, you idiot," she said with a warm smile. "There are a ton of forms and procedures to get through. You can't do it all alone." The ice around my heart began to thaw. Rachel was 2 years ahead of me and had been my resident advisor my freshman year. She was brilliant and came from a wealthy family, but she didn't have a snobbish bone in her body. She was kind to everyone, like a caring older sister. She was the one who helped me write my confession speech when I finally decided to ask Chloe out. Being around her felt like I'd found a piece of the family I never had. My grades were top of my class, and after she graduated, she told my advisor to look out for me. She was the one who recommended me for the residency in London in the first place. But she had never liked Chloe. When I told her I was turning down the offer, she'd said, "She's not right for you, Liam. It's a tragedy to see you throw away your future for her." "Rachel, Chloe is the most important person in my life," I had told her. "I'd give up anything for her, as long as it makes her happy." The memory of my own words made my face burn with shame. I couldn't meet her eyes. "It's okay, Liam," she said softly. "You're still young. Everything happens for a reason, and it's not too late to start over. Graduating from college, that's when your life really begins." "Yeah," I mumbled. "Thank you." We finished our ramen and helped Maria clean up before we left. "Did you book a hotel, Rachel? I can get you a cab." Before she could answer, my phone rang. It was Chloe. "Liam, I'm so sorry. Something came up tonight, and I couldn't make it. My phone died, too. It just turned back on." "You're not mad, are you?" "No. Can we reschedule for tomorrow? I don't think so. Where are you now? I need to talk to you. In the background, I heard Caleb's drunken voice. Chloe, Chloe, I love you. Hold me. Chloe cleared her throat awkwardly. That's what happened tonight. He got wasted and wouldn't let me leave. Don't get the wrong idea. He's just drunk. In vino veritas, I said flatly. You're at your place, right? I'll be there in a bit. I hung up and got a taxi for Rachel and me. When we got to the apartment, I rang the doorbell, but no one answered. On a whim, I tried her old keypad code. It worked. Inside, Chloe was rushing toward the door, her clothes slightly disheveled. Liam, you're here. I was just coming to let you in. As she spoke, her eyes followed my gaze to the massive bouquet of red roses sitting on the sofa. She quickly grabbed them and shoved them into the trash. Don't misunderstand, that's... I cut her off, holding out the pink roses I brought. Sorry, I remembered you like pink. She took the flowers, and a genuine, relieved smile spread across her face. I do still prefer pink. Liam, I already told Caleb he has to move out tomorrow. This is still our home. I didn't respond to that. I just said the two words I've been dreading. We're done. She froze, the smile wiped from her face. The flowers slipped from her grasp and fell to the floor, jolting her back to reality. What? Why? We were talking about getting married. You're just saying this because you're jealous of Caleb, right? It's just an empty threat. She stepped forward, her voice pleading. It's not what you think. I don't have anything going on with him. I've always loved you. I sighed. You just said this is still our home. But have you even noticed that everything of mine, everything of us is already gone? That's not possible. What about our photo wall? And her voice trailed off as she turned to look at the living room wall. It was completely bare. Chloe, I took all of that down last night. If you really cared, you would have noticed by now. Panic seized her. She grabbed my hand. I don't want to break up. If you don't like Caleb, I'll cut him out of my life completely. Is that what you want? I pulled out my phone and showed her Caleb's Instagram stories. I don't like being the other man. Maybe, all these years, I was the one who got in the way of your love story. So let's just end it. I wish you both happiness. We shouldn't see each other again. Liam, I didn't know he posted that. He was just drunk and acting stupid. It doesn't mean anything. Please don't go. I'll make him leave. As if on cue, Caleb stumbled out of the bedroom. He walked right up to us and wrapped his arms around Chloe from behind, resting his head on her shoulder. Babe, it's so late. Let's go to bed. I'm exhausted. A bitter smile touched my lips. You're sleeping in the same bed and you're telling me it's nothing? Chloe, I didn't come here to argue. We were together for 4 years. Let's just have a clean break. It's better for both of us. Chloe shoved Caleb away. You and I slept in the same bed for months without you touching me, she yelled. What's the difference? The difference, Chloe, is that I didn't touch you out of respect. I wanted to wait until I was sure I could give you the future you deserved. If you're really going to compare me to him, then there's nothing left to say. We're done. Just trust me. She started, but then her hand flew to her mouth. She gagged and ran for the bathroom. With her gone, Caleb dropped the drunken act. He looked at me, his eyes filled with smug triumph. Who do you think you are, Liam? You're a pathetic orphan. Did you really think you were good enough for her? He sneered. So what if you have good grades? You're still a loser. Your prestigious residency, your girlfriend. They're all mine now. And by the way, she's pregnant with my child. If you know what's good for you, you'll get lost and never show your face again. I frowned. Caleb, I came here tonight to break up with her, but I still want her to be happy. If you're serious about being with her, then treat her right. He scoffed. Of course I will. Her family's company isn't some little workshop anymore. They're loaded. You think I actually care about being a doctor? I'm going to be a CEO. And just so you know, he added, his voice dripping with malice, sending you up that mountain was my idea. Telling her you bullied me in college? That was me too. See how much she loves me. She believes anything I say. Just then, a pale and weakened Chloe emerged from the bathroom. Caleb immediately slumped back into his drunken stupor. My eyes fell to her stomach. She stammered. I just ate something bad tonight. Stop lying. I know you're pregnant. You missed your period for 2 months. Chloe had always had painful, irregular periods. After we got together, I'd read medical textbooks on gynecology just to help her. I tracked her cycle more closely than she did, preparing special teas and remedies for her every month. I knew she'd missed her last one. When I asked, she said she'd been eating too much ice cream behind my back. It never even occurred to me that she could be pregnant. Knowing the truth now, the last lingering thread of affection I had for her finally snapped. Tears streamed down her face. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie. I didn't know how to tell you. It only happened once. I was drunk and She clutched my arm. Liam, please. For the 4 years we had together, give me one more chance. I'll get an abortion tomorrow. I swear, I will never see Caleb again. Please. Caleb wrapped his arms around her. Chloe, you can't. That's a life inside you. How can you be so cruel as to just kill our baby? Shut up, she screamed, completely breaking down. Get out. Get out of my house right now. Chloe, I'm not leaving you. I love you. You said you like handsome guys, right? I got plastic surgery to look the way you wanted. You even said in bed the other night that looking in my face really did it for you. I turned to leave, taking Rachel with me. I couldn't watch this train wreck any longer. As I reached the door, Chloe's voice, sharp and accusatory, stopped me. Liam, who is this woman? It's the middle of the night and you're with her. Were you cheating on me? I spun around, my own anger finally boiling over. Her name is Rachel. She's my minner, and I'm not a scumbag like you. I slammed the door behind me. In the days that followed, Chloe blew up my phone with calls and texts. I blocked her number. I spent my time with Rachel, visiting our old campus, and taking our favorite professor out to dinner. My last few weeks were a whirlwind of gatherings. I was leaving, and I didn't know when or if I'd ever be back. I made sure to say goodbye to the few close friends I had. During one dinner, a friend mentioned, Chloe called all of us, asking where you are. She sounds completely unhinged. It's kind of scary. Serves her right, another friend spat. Just because her family has a little money, she thinks she can have it all. Don't worry, Liam. Karma's a bitch. Hey, I cut in. We're not together anymore. Let's not talk about her like that. If I could, I'd wish for everyone to have a good life. Soon enough, the day of my departure arrived. Rachel walked with me to the airport gate. Just as I was about to go through security, I heard a desperate shout. Liam, don't go. It was Chloe. She ran up to me, out of breath and frantic. Liam, why are you leaving the country? You said you were giving it up for me. You promised you would always be by my side. Please, don't leave me. Chloe, we're over, I said, my voice gentle but firm. You chose to be with him. Go live your life. It's time to forget about the past. I turned to walk away, but after a few steps, my resolve softened. I turned back and handed her a small USB drive. Think of this as one last gift. I hope you find happiness. Goodbye, Chloe. On that drive was the audio recording of everything Caleb had said to me that night. Even though she had betrayed me, I couldn't just stand by and watch her walk into a fire. I hoped it would be enough to make her see the truth. Once I was in London, I threw myself into my work. I made new friends and found incredible mentors. Slowly, I started to feel like myself again, happier, more open. 5 years later, I had become a successful cardiothoracic surgeon. Happier, more open. 5 years later, I had become a successful cardiothoracic surgeon. One day, a patient from a severe car accident was rushed into the ER with critical heart trauma. When I saw her face, my own heart stopped. It was Chloe, 5 years, and she already had streaks of gray in her hair. There was no time to think. I performed the initial emergency procedures to stabilize her and called Rachel in to consult on a surgical plan. Just as we were finalizing our approach, a group of police officers entered the room and surrounded her bed. I stared at them, confused. This woman is a fugitive from the United States, the detective in charge explained. She's wanted for murder. We tracked her here. I looked from the detective to the pale, broken woman on the bed, unable to process it. But my duty as a doctor came first. Her condition is extremely unstable, I told them. She needs emergency surgery, but I can't guarantee she'll survive. Suddenly, I saw Chloe's head move. Her eyes fluttered open. The moment she saw me, tears streamed from the corners of her eyes. A faint, weak smile touched her lips. Liam, she whispered, I finally get to see you again. That's good. She then turned her head toward the police. I refused the surgery. Just let me die here. I leaned in close. Chloe, what happened to you? How did it come to this? In short, broken sentences, she told me what had happened in the 5 years since I'd left. After I was gone, she listened to the recording on the USB drive. She was consumed with regret for what she'd done to me and furious at Caleb for deceiving her. She confronted him and threw him out. But Caleb was relentless, clinging to her like a parasite. When she went to the clinic for an abortion, the doctor told her she had a uterine condition. If she terminated this pregnancy, she might never be able to have children. While she was hesitating, Caleb went to her father and told him everything. Her father, a conservative man, was angry but insisted they get married now that a child was on the way. Caleb quit his residency and went to work for her family's company. Chloe gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. She still couldn't let go of me, but she tried to make her new life work for her daughter's sake. But before she had even recovered from childbirth, she discovered Caleb had been cheating on her with several models the entire time she was pregnant. The fighting was constant and vicious. Her health suffered, leaving her with chronic pain. But Caleb was charming and manipulative. He always managed to win her back, even getting her father on his side. He never stopped seeing other women, And over the years, Chloe went from rage to numb resignation. A few months ago, Caleb had announced that he had successfully maneuvered to have all the shares of her family's company transferred to his name. He kicked her father out of his own business. The shock and betrayal caused her father to have a fatal stroke. Her mother, lost in grief, took her own life shortly after. That was when Caleb filed for divorce, demanding she leave with nothing but her child. She wanted to confront him one last time. In the heat of the argument, he accidentally pushed their daughter down a flight of stairs, killing her. That's when Chloe snapped. She grabbed a knife and stabbed him over a dozen times. Liam, I was going to turn myself in, she whispered, her voice fading. But I had to see you one more time. I had to. So I ran. I can't believe. Hit by a car before I could even find you. It's karma, isn't it? For betraying you. It's all karma. Listening to her story, a profound sadness settled over me. Let me do the surgery, Chloe. I'll do everything I can to save you. Just sign the consent form. Just then, a warm voice came from behind me. Honey, I'm here. Ready to go pick up our son from school. My wife, Sarah, walked up and leaned her head on my shoulder. Chloe's eyes shifted to Sarah, and for the first time, a genuine, peaceful smile graced her lips. Liam, I'm sorry. Seeing you happy. That's all I needed. This time, it's really goodbye. And with that, she closed her eyes for the last time.